Hello, what's going on? Welcome to episode 79 of The Homefront. We have a special guest this evening. I am just waiting for him to jump on so I can invite him. So please let me know that you guys are on so I can say hello. I come to you guys every evening, well, not every evening, Monday through Friday, to give you a little bit of information about real estate. So welcome to the home front. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for the likes and the loves. Let's see. I can't invite you, Mike. Are you on a mobile device? Let's see. I'm waiting for my special guest this evening to jump on. So how are you guys doing this evening? Please let me know what's going on, how everything's going. I had a closing today. It was a lot of fun. There's nothing more exciting than getting able to help people buy their house. It's really exciting. Helping people meet a milestone, and they're super excited about it. So that is what I do. That is what I enjoy doing. Thank you, Benjamin. I appreciate that. Let's see. I think I invited him. He did not come on, so we're going to try this again. Mike, what's going on? I'm trying to invite you, buddy. Let's see if this works. What's going on, Don? Thank you for joining. Here I am. Hey, Jay, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining. We are waiting on our special guest this evening to jump on here. Super excited. How was your day, guys? Did you have a good day? I did. I'm a little bit tired, but always excited to jump on the home front. Thank you for the likes and the loves. Please, please, please share this out. We're going to talk to Mike this evening. He is a realtor in the Philadelphia, Delaware area, and super excited. Hey, what's going on, Allah? Mike may be having a little bit of technical difficulties accepting my invitation, which is okay. Hopefully we can get him on here in a minute. So what do you guys have going on? It's Wednesday. I've been like a day ahead all week. Connection failed. Mike, if you're still on here, try and restart your phone so we can get you. See if that works. You made deer jerky and salami. That sounds like a mission. Made deer jerky and salami. That is crazy. That would definitely not be something that that's my field of expertise there. Hey, what's going on, Greg? So while we're waiting, do you guys have any real estate questions that I can, let's try this again, Mike. Let's try this again. Do you guys have any real estate questions that I can answer for you? I wish one of these days I'm going to film it. I'm going to film a closing. Mike! Hey!
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Sick, but I'll be all right.
You feeling better?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
All right, I got this.
This is Mike, and I'm not going to butcher your last name, so pronounce that for me.
Mazur.
Mazur. This is Mike Mazur.
Yeah, real easy.
He is a phenomenal real estate agent out of Delaware.
Yep, Delaware and PA.
What areas exactly? I know is it the tri-state? Are you guys tri-state up there?
I mostly stick in like Newcastle County, and then sometimes too I'll go to basically just over the line in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It's like Padsford area. I don't really go up to Philadelphia a lot.
Okay.
So, but I
should
should
get over there, weren't you?
What's
Did
up?
I see a post that you were trying to get over there?
To like Philly and stuff? Yeah, I'm still looking for clients over there. I just haven't found anybody yet.
Okay.
So
Well, if you're
I'll
in
get
the
there.
Philadelphia area, Mike is a phenomenal realtor. He is always on the go, doing lots of things. What's the market?
I have a great team of people to help me. So.
Well, you've been tell us. I'll let you introduce yourself. Nobody's going to tell your story like you. Tell us who you are, how you got started.
All right. Well, let's see. I actually started about not even a full year ago yet. I got into real estate when I moved down to Delaware. It was just something I always wanted to do. And then one time someone just said, go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. And now I'm here and I just kind of hit the ground running. I am always out and about and I meet clients in the weirdest places. that is, I work at a bar too, so that helps because I'll pick up a lot of regulars from the bar. And actually, my very first house was my bar manager um, that I sold to. So luckily, it was really easy. It almost fell apart because of some mortgage problems, but we made it through it.
But you know, you're
So
the only one that I've heard who picks up clients at the bar. I have a friend
yeah,
that does that too, and he told me that. But I think it's your area because if people are going out like it's a city like he's in the area
hmm
and he told me that he can just meet people anywhere. I said I am not that fortunate. I just don't go out and start having conversations like that.
yeah. I mean, I do a lot of really weird marketing stuff too. Definitely a little bit different than some people. I mean, I bought all these Starbucks gift cards that I sent out to expired listings, and I basically just say, "Hey, you want to go get coffee and talk about why your house didn't sell?" And that's actually worked out once so far, so it paid for itself. But I'll do weird stuff like that, and door knocking. I like door knocking. I think it's fun.
You're gonna be a little patient here with me with the lighting. I've got to get my charger because we're about to die. But I do door knocking as well. Hopefully, my daughter's music won't overtake everything here. Sorry, guys. I'm just grabbing my charger. I'm gonna die. But yeah, I like door knocking. People have said that I'm crazy for door knocking because I'm a woman
Not at all.
and it's dangerous. But I don't let that stop me. I get out there. I was doing door knocking a lot with my open houses, and I kind of, just because I've been so busy, haven't had a chance to do the door knocking like I used to. But
hmm
I definitely want to get back into that. And I love your Starbucks idea.
Yeah, it was different for sure. I mean, I handwrite the letters and I'll send them out to expired listings. Um, and surprisingly, one of them actually called me, and I met them for coffee. And I just do it thinking pretty much I send them out knowing they're not going to call me back, but I figure it's a leap of faith. I'm sending them like a $5, $10 gift card, so maybe they'll at least see that I'm serious and give me the time of day.
Yeah, well,
So it's kind of my goal with
it seems like it's working out for you.
it. Yeah,
And that,
so far. And I mean, with everything going on around here, our market in Delaware right now is kind of crazy. You're talking about houses selling. My one listing I just had sold in like a day.
that's crazy.
We had 18 showings and like 4 offers. Within literally, we had our first offer, I think,
In a day.
in like 2 hours of being there.
Wow.
So,
I'm sorry, I feel so rude right now. I'm trying to get my phone not to die.
you're fine. It's all right.
Hopefully, I just appropriately plugged that in. It looks like it's working. Okay. But I have been listening for sure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no problem at all.
so you said 18 showings in one day. The first day was on my.
18 showings in one day, and there was a lot of overlapping showings and everything else. Um, my seller, she's a lot of fun to work with, to say the least. She was big on her dumb perennials, which I'm sure she's going to watch this and hear that, so it's kind of funny. But she wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So in the very beginning of my listing, all it did was talk about perennials. A lot of my listings, I don't do the regular, welcome home to the 3-bedroom, 1-bath, whatever it might be. I definitely go outside the box with that. So hopefully no one cites me for it. I haven't yet, but I'm prepared for it to be coming.
Well, I mean, outside the box, that's what gets you attention, and obviously it's working for you with some of the great ideas I think you have. I would definitely be taking notes on like the Starbucks gift card because I'm always looking for new creative ways. You want to be noticed, which I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
I do like a mega open house, and Carlito just asked me about an open house. I hold a mega open house. I try to do it, especially for the ones that are highly visible. And what a mega open house is, and I'm sure you might have heard of it before. It's not my idea. It's just one I stole.
I've seen them around, but I haven't actually done it yet or anything.
So I have these huge 11-foot banner flags, and I got 2 of them. And the techniques that I heard to do these open houses are make it like a circus, get as many signs out as you can. If you can do 30 signs, you do these 11-foot banner flags so nobody is going to miss it. And it's all about the marketing before the open house, not just putting your signs up and going, but doing the door knocking, calling around, doing a Facebook post, doing a video in the neighborhood or near the house to try and get as much
Mhm.
participation, do a gift card giveaway, bring, have food, music, and just make it like really, really big.
I actually do down when I do open house. Every once in a while, I travel down to like Rehoboth Beach area, which is kind of far from me. But I've done a couple things, a couple open houses for some great realtors down there, and I actually do a mimosa bar that I've brought. So I actually have a juicer, and I bring the juicer with fresh oranges and champagne, and do a mimosa bar for people. So I just bring I have a whatchamacallit, a bartending license or whatever you want to call it, ABC card, which is the equivalent of like your some kind of bar license that you have to have. So I just bring that with me just in case. I haven't had any problems yet with anything, but I try and regulate it too. But it's a great way to get people. I tell them, I say, hey, fill out the open house form, and while you're filling it out, I'll make you a mimosa. Or what a lot of them get too is they'll just get like fresh orange juice or grapefruit juice, whatever I bring down there at the time. So, and it's worked out actually fairly well. It's kind of fun to do. And then I'll actually make a lot. I like to cook, so I'll actually make a lot of my own treats and desserts and stuff. Like I made these little chicken and waffle sliders the one time and stuff like that. So just something fun, different to do.
No, that is awesome. I walked into an open house one day, and a lady was doing like a barbecue open house, and I thought that was a great idea because
It's awesome.
one thing people like is food for sure. And
yeah,
I don't know if you know who Shannon Milligan is. She's in the Richmond.
I did. I saw she has an awesome idea she does with that the truck, the food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do that. I haven't had the house yet to do it with, but I definitely plan on doing that one. I thought that was an awesome idea.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great idea. All these out of the box things are really, really awesome, and it's what makes people like yourself excel in doing this kind of thing because you have fun doing it. It's not something that's like, oh, another open house. It's not mundane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun planning this event.
It's fun at times. I really like real estate. It's a lot of fun. Other times are really, really stressful.
Yeah.
What's this?
Carlita said raffle up a gift card when people come into the open house and have a sign-in sheet. Okay, well here's my whole little spiel. And are you pre-approved? Exactly. That's a good one. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I was speaking with someone about, but I have a sign on the door that says, "For homeowner safety, please sign in." So it kind of takes it off of me. Yes, it is for safety. It's good to know who's in there, but at the same time, it encourages them to sign in. So if for some reason they still don't want to sign in, who wants to miss a free gift card giveaway? So they're going to put their information on that little thing and put it in the bowl so that they can get the free gift card. Then I still have your contact information. So
yeah.
And then I say, if you have an agent, just write A on it and put your agent's information so that I know that you have an agent already, so I can contact them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
100%.
I do those little things, and I think it really encourages people to sign in because a lot of people are like, I don't want to be spammed.
I feel like some agents, they, how can I say it? They feel threatened almost when people come in with agents and think, oh, I don't want to deal with them at all or talk to the people. I try and personally think it's good to befriend as many agents as you can because you really have no clue where stuff's going to come from. And I've literally had agents in my office. One guy in particular one time, he was in a multiple offer situation and his seller wouldn't let him be a dual agent because we have dual agency in Delaware. So he asked me, he said, hey, I'll give you a 50% referral if you just want to write up a contract, which was awesome. I mean, we didn't win, unfortunately, but it's just stuff like that. It comes out of nowhere. I've even had agents in different companies that I've worked with that have had kind of stuff, similar situations happen like that. So I feel like a lot of people are afraid to befriend other agents, and it's actually very beneficial. Same with me. I get a lot of referrals from out of state, and I've gone to out of state events and met other agents, which you're like, why would you drive 4 hours to go to some out of state event? But you never know. I mean, you sent me one alone, and you're all the way down in Virginia there.
Well,
so
I know a couple people. Annette joined. I don't know if you know Annette. She's also in the Snapback group. Valentine Love.
Okay.
Eric, Robert. Eric is an agent out of Florida, so we have a lot of little Snap Packers in here, which I love because I think I met you in the Snap Pack group, and I don't know if
yeah, I believe so
or not, but that is an awesome group for real estate agents.
It really is. I learned a lot from SnapPack. And everybody there is so nice about helping each other with stuff. So it is really nice to be in that.
And that,
So I got to thank them for letting me join. I think it was Dustin that actually approved me when I joined.
and he's great.
If I believe.
He's great.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why it's good to just make connections with agents. One, you never know, like you said, you never know where it's going to come from. But two, the nicer you are to people, these are all my coworkers. This is how I think of it. These are my coworkers, these are my peers. And I want to be so nice to everyone and be helpful because you just never know when you're going to have to deal with them again. And you will at some point. Don't burn your bridges.
Yeah. There's some really great agents out there that I have one right now that I absolutely love working with her. And then there's other agents that are a nightmare that I just don't even want to ever have to deal with them ever again.
I know.
So yeah, you meet them all. At one point or another, you deal with them. So you might as well just be nice to each other and try and work through all the problems. And I've definitely had some major problems up in this area, especially with, like I told you about, with stucco. That's a big issue up here. So that's a lot of fun to work with.
Well, I would love for you to go ahead and talk about your favorite thing in stucco. If you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about how that's been, how big that is up there. We don't have that here.
So yeah, the main thing with stucco up here is there was a lot of really bad work done. From my understanding, between like 95, 96 to about 2010, especially during the housing boom. They rushed a lot of jobs. They didn't do it properly. And basically what happens is you have this beautiful stucco house, which you have no clue that behind the wall is actually completely rotting away.
Yeah.
So people will just come home and find half their house on their front yard and had no clue about it.
Yeah.
The inspections are very expensive to do. Mm-hmm. They're usually running around like $1,000 to $1,200 to get one. But I always try and tell clients, I always try and justify it with the inspector's going to find something, no matter what, and he'll find $1,000 with the caulking if he has to. There's always something with it. The biggest deal I had was it was a particular builder's house, which I can't talk about too much, but all said and done, the entire house had to be restuccoed. It was estimated like $65,000 worth of repairs.
Oh my.
To get done. And there's no way around it. Once that problem's out there, the owners have to disclose it, so they're going to have to deal with it one way or another. Luckily, the agent on the other side of that was awesome. If it wasn't for working with her, I don't know that we would have made it through it, because me and her basically just met a few times. Mm-hmm. And we're like, how can we figure this out? We got to do something. All said and done, we actually found out that it was still under a warranty. Had to fight with the builder a little bit on it, but eventually he came through with it. So yes, they are tearing off. They're going to set up scaffolding. They'll tear off all the stucco, and then they don't even use stucco anymore. They'll do a combination of like hardy plank, stone, or just vinyl siding, depending on what the homeowner wants to do. But there's just major issues, and now every time I drive around, you can see it on windows almost instantly. There'll be like stucco tears on the outside of the windows. You see marks. And what makes it even worse is people will see that, homeowners, and they'll say, oh, I'll just clean it up. I'll just power wash it, which is even worse thing to do ever, because stucco is porous. So now you're just pushing more moisture behind that wall. And for some odd reason, every house that I sell has some kind of stucco issues. I don't know why. I always told myself I'd never deal with it, and I think the last 5 houses had problems. So it is not fun to mess with.
Oh, it's not, and it's not only not fun, it's very expensive.
Very expensive.
We have Joe Cross, Paul, Dan, thank you guys for joining. Lauren Thompson, the law's in the house. Thank you so much for joining. You guys are great. Now I want to ask you real quick. So you were saying that the inspection is $1,000. Is that just a specific stucco inspection that you guys have done up there?
That's just for stucco, only stucco. That's not like, so you have your home inspection that is, $400, $500. And then you'll have a stucco inspection, which is a whole separate thing. Okay. That's, like I said, usually ranges around $1,000 to get done. And it's the couple times I've told buyers that, they kind of are like, I don't really need it. And I'm like, well, you do. Right. I'm like, trust me, the inspector will find something. I've had some reports come back that were actually really clean, but the inspector will always say, oh, the windows need caulking or something weird like that. Or flashing problems, something. You can usually justify it somehow, just like anybody does with an inspection report. Even if the house is completely clean, like the house my most recent listing now, completely clean. They're hitting them up for like a doorknob and like other just dumb stuff. There's nothing to ask them for, so they're trying to hit them up
That's
for.
a good one.
They're justifying that $400, which is fine.
Well, I mean,
my seller knew that.
it's something. If your house is that great of shape, and I'm sure something will come. I've never seen one where that nothing comes up. There's always one or two little things at least. I mean, I've had a couple of really, really good ones that have been really, really minor fixes lately.
Yeah. Most of mine are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's usually not that bad because there's some other issue to deal with besides that. So luckily I haven't had any real bad. The worst report I had so far, it was a house that had some knob and tube wiring in it, which is like an older, electrical way of wiring, which is no good no more. But luckily it was in the very basement of the house, and it was like a $500 fix for the seller. So it wasn't really that bad. Yeah, so I haven't had. The only other issue I ever had was I had a bad inspection report a couple houses ago, and the seller kept saying they were going to fix everything, and the day of our walkthrough, we noticed that nothing was fixed. So that was a lot of fun to deal with. So yeah, it worked out, but it just sucked.
Yeah.
So the buyers are not very happy. They felt like they were really getting like screwed over, which understandable. So either way, figured it out. Got through.
Yeah, I had the worst one I think I've had, or I would say not worst, but the most expensive one I was asking for an replacement, and that was a pricey one. But I was surprised that they were like so willing to do it. You know what I mean? He said, I know it's old, and I know we've had some problems with it, so we'll just go. And I thought that was really nice that they went ahead and did it, because my philosophy, this is what I tell people: if it's not broke, you can't really ask for it to be fixed or replaced. I mean, that's the rule of thumb I go. And I said, but we're going to do whatever you're comfortable with. But if it's not broken,
hey, just because it's old doesn't mean it's broke. I've gotten that a few times with HVAC systems. People are like, "Oh, it's 23 years old. We want it replaced." I'm like, they're probably not going to replace it. We can ask, but more likely they're going to say, no, it works fine. Here's a cert. And then there's nothing you can really do about it. You could ask for it, but nothing's going to happen from it. Usually, too, we have a lot of the 1-year home warranties. A company up here that we use a lot, which I try and ask for those from sellers. That way it covers if the HVAC unit breaks in that year the new people own it, they're just going to come out and replace it. So usually gives them a little bit of peace of mind with that.
Yeah, and I do the same thing. But one thing I tell people is to read those warranties, because, like, for example, the Freon, they only pay up to so much money towards if you have an issue. So you do still have to spend some money. It's a good savings, though. It's really a good thing.
Yeah. I think the one I use a lot, it's like $100. It's like a deductible, like an insurance deductible. So it's like $100 they take out, and then they do the rest. I don't know of any clients yet that have ever actually use it. They just may have never told me, but I don't know anybody that's actually had to use it yet. But we end up getting them a lot. And surprisingly, the inspections up here have been fairly decent for me, except for like the stucco ones. But I've been hearing stories from a lot of agents that they're getting really, really, really bad inspection reports, and they're getting buyers that are asking for the world because everything up here is selling at like almost at full or above ask. So of course, if they're selling at full, the buyers are going to come up with all kinds of stuff on the inspection report. To ask. So that seems to be a problem. A lot of people are having really bad inspections reports.
Now,
but
what's
our market
is the home that you're selling?
What's up now?
The average age of the homes you're selling?
It depends around here. Let's see. The most recent one was 40 years. 40 years old. But two before that, it was 120 years old. It was an older area.
They're old.
And then that one that was like the big stucco problem stuff was 8 years old.
Okay.
And that was one that needed the most repair, surprisingly. But it just really depends. The areas up here are very like niche,
Mhm.
like from literally one zip code to another, the price ranges can go all over the place.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, so average, I guess the average age of the houses I'm selling is probably about 30 years if you have to average it all together. They're all right around that, give
Well,
or take.
it's got some age on it, you know. It's got some age, so we could see. And unless the home, you're gonna have some things that need to be fixed. That seems
Yeah.
normal. I'd say mine's been all over the place. I've got a listing now that's um, just a couple years old, and then I have one that's back from the 80s. So we have
Oh, wow.
all over the place. Then there's one from the 90s, then actually two from the 80s, and one I just did a wholesale deal on the one of them from the 80s. So that one needs a.
Okay.
It just depends on how well the people, the previous owners have taken care of the house, on how much you really need. Because I've seen like, now this house is a little bit newer, obviously, but the HVAC system was an original system. I think the house was built in 2003, maybe, which is not that old. But and
Yeah.
the inspector said it's original, and it's older, but it's running beautifully. Like they beautifully took care of it. I mean, they had it.
Yeah.
That house was in great shape. And they were like, no, we're good with the AC. And I was a little worried because he said, oh, it's original. And of course, he has to point out the age of it, but everything works.
Yeah. Hey, like I tell people too, if they take care of their stuff, it'll last forever.
Yeah.
Like those HVAC units, I mean, mine at my house is probably over 30 years old and it runs fine. Like there's not really an issue with it. Minus my split unit upstairs that broke already, but the down we have I have like a little Cape Cod house. So the downstairs and main central unit works fine. We just take care
Yeah.
of it. The upstairs broke, it's not even a year old. So that sucks, but
Well, preventative maintenance, especially in your house, is what keeps things running, keeping them, making them not have to work harder to perform what they need to do. And I think that's great that you encourage them. I used to get a book. New homeowners for dummies when I would go to closing, because it's helpful to have some of those things.
It is. Yeah, for sure. Now, do you guys have any appraisal issues down by you?
Just going to ask you. I haven't personally had one, but I've had another agent ask me if I've seen any, because he said he's been running into appraisal issues.
I haven't run into any yet, but I feel like it's going to be coming here soon because a lot of listings up here, like I said, are going for full ask or more. Some people I work with need settlement help, so they're obviously going above ask, then asking for it back. And appraisers seem to be kind of knowing what's going on there, and they're not going to let it happen.
Yeah.
They're just not going to let a house go above what it's actually worth just because the person needs settlement help.
Yeah.
So that's the horror story I've heard. I personally haven't run into it yet, but that's the story I've heard.
Yeah, and
is what people they're seeing that happen.
Forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Persistence.
There we go. Okay, now I can hear you.
Now, yeah, I had two phone calls. I got to put it on Do Not Disturb. Mario said he gives. I'm gonna have to Do Not Disturb thing, and she's not getting ahead right now.
I like that. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it seems like.
I guess this.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it right now. It won't let me do anything. Hopefully she just keep calling.
Oh, hopefully she'll stop calling.
Doesn't she know it's my
Oh,
show time at 9 o'clock during the week? I do this every day. Come on, Mom. But yeah, I've heard.
But yeah, we have a lot of stuff up here is just going so quick.
Yeah.
What's up?
No, that's what I was trying to figure out where we were talking about, and I've heard, and I feel like that's going to be an issue if houses keep escalating and you're getting multiple offers. They're going to go above ask because there's going to be somebody who wants bad. So appraisals could potentially be an issue if things keep escalating at this point.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't personally run into it yet, but I know other agents that have. I guess usually it just works out. I don't usually know whatever happens with it. So, But like I said, up here too, everything's going so fast. I mean, the people I'm working with now, I had to go and find an off-market listing for them. And thanks to Jack Carpenter, he was on here. I don't know if he's still listening or not. It was actually one of his listings that wasn't even fully ready yet. It's a renovation that's still 2 or maybe 3 weeks out from being done. And my buyers came in, and he kind of was like, hey, you can even still pick some of the stuff for it. So that worked out, really, really well for them. And they were to the point where they just weren't going to sell their house anymore. And I'm like, guys, you're going to get sued.
Right.
And she's like, I don't care. I'm not going to sell. We can't find a house.
What?
Because we had put in about 4 or 5 offers, I think, almost. And they were just getting sick of losing.
Yeah.
And I mean, a couple of the offers were over ask and everything. And it was getting really depressing.
Yeah. Frustrating.
So it was, but they kind of saw on their house too. Like I said, they got like 4 or 5 offers on their house after 18 showings. The dog's not going to leave you alone. I don't know where but so they kind of knew like what they were dealing with and what they were up against.
Yeah, it gets frustrating.
So.
And that's the one thing you have to like explain to them when you start is the market, the way the market is right now. You're going to put a couple offers in until you get the right one, and you have to make the one because you may end up going above asking. It's a good possibility.
Yeah. Do you guys use? I haven't used it yet. But do you have like escalation clauses that you use a lot? Do you ever get into those?
I have seen them. I haven't used them, and I haven't had one come in on my listings yet. I think our market's just not as smooth. It just isn't moving the way you set there. I mean, it is. There will be some that move quick, but it's just not. I just don't feel like it's as fast, and we're not getting as many offers. I have had multiple offer situations, but I think it's a little bit more. It's a little slower than yours for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that last one was my first like multiple offer situation, so that was fun to deal with. For me, it was fun to deal with at least, but the buyers literally felt. I'm not buyers. I'm sorry. The sellers almost felt overwhelmed that their house sold quick, and then they were freaking out. Luckily the agent on the other end, she's very, very nice, so she understands. But we were able to give them a longer settlement. That way it gives them time to find a house. And then we're going to probably be moving it up here soon now that we actually found them a house. But they like freaked out after the first week of their house, going pending. They were like, what are we going to do? We're going to be homeless. And she always, every time I type something on Facebook, she was the one that always put like hashtag I'm still homeless or something. I felt really bad. I was getting to the point where they're going to move in here. I think. So and them and like their 5 kids and all that. So it would have been a very fun house.
Yeah, that's funny. But no, I know just in DC, I know that they're waiving home inspection contingencies up there. So I know that there are areas around me that are doing things like that. I mean, I feel like that would be a scary market to be in.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I had one buyer that I don't want to say convinced. I just mentioned it because I wouldn't recommend it ever, and I made sure I told him that. But I was like, if you want to make your offer stronger than the others, you could waive that if you wanted. I mean, kind of scary to do, but it says a lot when you give someone an offer and there's no contingencies on it. They're just like, oh yeah, I'll take that one. That's easy.
Oh yeah.
I don't recommend it, and we have a form. I mean, I don't know how it is down there, but we have a form. So if someone wants to waive it, they actually have to fill out the form, a whole separate form. They're waiving the home inspections because there's no way that we would just do it without them signing that. Like I wouldn't, at least.
Fully understanding exactly what you're doing. For me, I think I would be like, well, unless it's a brand new house, I don't know. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah. I mean, the brand new houses, I actually just did new construction recently, and they signed away on doing their own home inspection because it comes with it's like a 90-day, the builder will come in and tighten a screw if you want, type deal. And then for that whole year, it's like a bunch of stuff, and then it's like 2 years for something else, and then 5 years for all the mechanicals, and then 10 years on structural.
Yeah.
But the 90-day thing made the buyer feel confident that he didn't need a regular home inspection, just because literally. And I actually did this walkthrough. That was that walkthrough I did this morning. They just basically they're like, oh, there's a nail popping out of the ceiling, and the builder's like, oh, I'll come and take care of it. No worries at all. So it was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
For them to wait.
Well, Let's
So
go to the comments real quick. Stanford Young said, hello, aloha, appreciate your home front Facebook. Thank you. And Mario was commenting that the waiving the home inspection is risky, which I
it
said I
is.
would be scary. I'd be scared to do something like that. Valentine's asked what
Yeah.
state, and I'm assuming, Valentine, you're talking to Mike. So he's in Delaware and
Oh, yeah, Delaware and down, like Philadelphia area of Pennsylvania, a little bit south of Philadelphia.
Are you in New Jersey?
So no, I don't go into Jersey at all. I refer everything out to Jersey. I actually have a lot of friends in Jersey, but I don't do anything there. There's a couple people in particular I refer things out to there. The only time I might ever actually go get my license is when my mom wants to sell her house, because it would be worth it.
Yeah.
But until then, no, I just refer everything.
Yeah.
So I debated getting a Maryland license, but I just don't think I have enough business down there to be over there. So I'm just, where I'm at is very close to all three states, like Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware are like all right next to each other. It's just that Pennsylvania's MLS is the same as my one in Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
We share it, so it's easy. Maryland has their own separate, I'd have to join a whole separate board and everything too, so it makes it even more expensive to go get.
Yeah. I'm assuming my MLS is in all of Maryland because we have DC, we have the DC metro area, we have some that goes down to Caroline, King George, some out west. I know we have some stuff in there from Pennsylvania. I just don't know what Pennsylvania off the top of my head, but I know we have some stuff in there from there, and New Jersey too. So.
Yeah, Jersey's just tough. I actually get not a lot, but I have a few clients that are coming from Jersey to Delaware because they don't want to pay the taxes.
I heard
our taxes here are nothing compared to Jersey. It's like 4 times the amount in property taxes in Jersey. It's insane, or maybe 3 times. I might be exaggerating, but it's a lot more. So people are finding they're able to get more house in Delaware than obviously in Jersey. So at the same time, it's a give and take on school systems. So. That's everybody has to decide that.
Yeah.
But our transfer tax is really high here. So I don't know. What is your guys down there? What's the transfer tax in VA?
I don't, off the top of my head, a transfer tax, that doesn't stand out as being something.
No, it's probably low.
Yeah.
Ours is 3%.
I don't think it's even a percentage.
It's really high.
I think it's like a flat. I really don't know what the tax is here. I mean, we just went over fees today. The ones that stand out in my head are the recording fees. And, obviously you have your county taxes. And there's a few other fees, but that one doesn't stand out. I don't think we have very high. We have personal property tax here, but we don't have very high fees, I feel like. And then each county has its own tax rate. And I feel like ours is pretty low down here. I think we're 0.99 in my county.
Yeah, that's low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yeah, so that's
really, really high.
So I see here he says in Hawaii home inspections are mandatory.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's
that's
good.
Cool.
It's good, but it's crazy that they mandate them like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. I mean, they pretty much. I want to say they are almost mandatory here just because it's already written in the contract with it all. You can waive it, but, like I said, I haven't had anybody do it yet. Me personally, next year when I start looking for another house, I probably will waive it. But that's just, I feel like I kind of will have an idea what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So it'll all be based around my offer of what needs to be done.
Yeah. And then too, like obviously as an investor, and I'm going to claim that now. We've flipped one house and I've done a wholesale deal. So I'm claiming myself as an investor. But as an investor, I think you can do that a little bit more because you kind of know. I feel like I'm getting better at the estimate game on repairs. So I've started to do that a little bit better now, even though it's really hard getting the numbers from my dad who does he's the contractor, but it's hard getting numbers from him.
I'd be really curious. I've always wanted to try it. Haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to try and actually flip a house, but I just don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
I wouldn't say fun. Each little piece of it's definitely got its own little stress, but it's an accomplishment. You feel good because I know for me, I was nervous putting my name on that contract. Like, this is all me right here. You guys are the ones doing it, but this financial stuff is all my responsibility. So that made me nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure. We just have, there seems to be a lot. I mean, do you guys have, so obviously there's a lot of homes that are being flipped probably down by you. And I've noticed in particular, at least up here, there's a couple flips that I actually will stay away from when I see particular names on it. I've seen some really bad flips up around here, and you can almost tell that they didn't put in the work that they should have done. They make the kitchen look amazing, and it blows everyone away, and they're like, oh my God, look at this kitchen, it's amazing, we're going to buy the house. And I'm like, yeah, but they didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
There's a pond in the basement. So I don't know if you guys, there was literally a pond in the one basement. So I don't know if you guys run into the same stuff down there, or if anybody else has. It just seems like it's a really big market for flipping right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I see a lot of flips happening.
Yeah, I feel like, well, first I'm having Jeremy Rubin on tomorrow. He's called the Friendly Flipper. So if you are learning about,
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, he's going to be on here. But I feel like we do have a lot, but there's some big businesses. I mean, they have like a partnership with an agent. So whenever I see that agent's name, I see a lot of times they're the ones who are the owners of the property. And they do, what I've seen is they do a pretty good job. I mean, I haven't really run into, I see like they know how to price it right. So you feel like you're getting a good deal with a completely renovated home. And that would be my rationale on it too. I know everybody wants to get the most money, but if the buyer comes in and feels like they're getting an awesome deal, like a completely almost brand new house, you're going to sell it quick.
I feel like too, the guys that do a really good job, like the guy that's actually working on this renovation for my buyers right now, he does a great job. And I think that reputation follows you around. Absolutely. Like I said, there's a few people, I see their name on it and I don't even want to go near it.
Yeah.
It looks nice, but it's not. And then there's other people like this guy, and I've seen some of his work and everything looks like it's legit and done correctly.
Yeah.
And they didn't skimp out on a couple dollars to, make a couple more, make some more somewhere else.
Yeah. And then there's, Valentine just reminded me, PJ Wilkins out of Arizona. He's in the Snap Pack too, so he's another great investor. If you want to learn more about it, he does a Facebook Live on flip tips weekly.
Okay.
He's another great one to check out, but yeah, I really liked it. And then Eric said, talking about flipping, I have a bank-owned real estate list I can send to you. Properties and land. Absolutely. If you're willing to share that, please share that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So if anybody has any questions or you're looking for an agent out of the Delaware area, Mike is your man. So you might want to connect with him. He can definitely help you. He's a great agent. I've gotten to know him a little bit through a referral, and he is great with follow-up too. So he's definitely the guy for you if you need real estate help out of that area.
This is Money Guy General Contractor. Do three-way partnerships. Money Guy General Contractor.
Oh yeah,
Realtor.
Mario. I connect with Mario, Mike. He's great.
Okay, I'll have to talk to him more about that then. So that sounds like that would actually be the best idea, is to keep it all kind of separate. The money guy, the general contractor, and the realtor. That's really my one thing right now, is I don't really have a set contractor. So that's why I haven't jumped into, doing stuff like that yet. I have a couple different people that I recommend when sellers need help on repairs, but I don't have like a set group of guys yet. And I feel like that's something that might, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I feel like that's something that might just take time to develop, to find the people that you want.
This lunatic right here. Yeah, and I didn't have a group of guys that I was working with or that I would refer to. But now that I've been working with my dad more, he's got a guy for everything. He's been doing this for like 20 years. So when I have a problem, I call him and ask his opinion on something, and he helps me out. Thank goodness I have him, because he's got all kinds of connections. So it's good to have someone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mario, I'll have to we'll have to chat more. You have to fill me in a little bit more about what's going on. I have a list of criminals.
Valentine, he's got some funny stories. He's a flipper out of Texas. He is a really, really, he's got some crazy stories, but they're true stories. They're not just crazy stories, they're
Okay.
stories. And
That sounds like my one. My craziest story was actually I had phone duty that I could have swore the people were testers up and down, um, and it ended up working. It was just weird through and through, but it actually worked out. And they were first time home buyers that bought a $600,000 home,
wow.
Which was all cash too.
Wow.
And I didn't really ask them where their money came from. I checked I had to get the proof of funds letter, and that was legit. But it worried me throughout. So not that they're criminals, like your list of people, but it was just a weird. It was probably my third deal I ever did, and it's like a $600,000 cash transaction.
What?
So I was pretty nervous the entire time, even the day of settlement. I was a little worried, but they came through. They brought their check and everything. It was.
Were they like 20 years old? Or were they a little bit?
No, they were like in their 30s. They're very nice people. They asked all the really hard questions that you get asked that you can't really answer. How's the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Who lives in the neighborhood? Tell me about the schools. Tell me, and like they just asked all those really, really hard questions that I really thought they were going to be testers of some kind.
Yeah.
And I thought I was being tested at the board because I know they're out there.
Yeah.
So I haven't really. It was just a little freaky to wonder where they had all. And then they actually called me a week later. It was after there was a big sale or something. She called me she's like, yeah, I just furnished the whole house. I went out and spent like $30,000 and bought all this new stuff. Where are you guys getting all your money from? Like, I don't get this. But hey, it worked out. All said and done, it worked out.
That's good.
So
I think I'm going to go ahead and cap it off here. I really enjoyed talking to you this evening, and I'm really grateful for you sharing all your experience with us.
The very little that I have, yeah.
Well, it's great experience. I feel like it's great because you're at a totally different market. So you get to share what's going on up there and help us get to know other areas. So I don't feel all sheltered down here in Virginia,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
So it's not as fun as what you got going on up there.
Yeah. So, but I really love it, and I thank you again for having me on. Love the show. I watch it a lot when I can. So, and I love seeing the advice from other people and what they write about and everything like that. Like it's all a learning experience. You always got to be learning, I feel like.
Absolutely.
And every day is a different problem.
Exactly.
in real estate.
Real estate, every transaction is different. Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate you guys. And please, please, please share this out if you found some value in it. You never know who is going to benefit from it. And thanks again, Mike. And thank you for coming on here. I know you're not feeling good, and I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
You have a good night.
You too. Thank you.